George drives Green right with him. George falls down, throws it up, and it goes in. How about that circus shot? Falling down, and the soft bounce off the rim.
7 to shoot for George. 3 to shoot. Gets down, lets it fly for the lead. Hot damn! Clippers lead by 2!
15 years ago, George leaps to grab the pass, but it's late in the clock. He steamrolls.
Schroeder goes to the rack with the punch. Wow! I admire Brook. The Clippers looking to push. The shot clock is dark. They're down by 2. George wants it all. The 3! Oh, my God! Push the Clippers out in front.
I go to Pelicans.com/tickets. Pelicans.com/tickets. We'll see you here. Mid-range. George, too good a look.
It's tough because they're in drop coverage on Paul George.
What a luxury the LA Clippers have with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the wing as defenders.
Both in the top 6. Despite the Clippers being down by 1. Plenty of time here for now Norman Powell. Can George beat the buzzer? Got it! Paul George!
Pressure. It's Jackson, Jokic. Caldwell Pope with a collision steal by Leonard. Picked up by George in the paint to the rack, and he got it.
Man had passed over a lot of shots, was doing a lot of stuff, and now another turnover. Here come the Clippers on the power play. George sidesteps defenders to the rim and lays it in. 1 mid-range field goal in the first 2. Another steal by George, off to the races with the defense in his rear view. Cocks it back and throws it down.
And that's the healthy Paul George.
For the 3. George, we are tied! Take a sizable lead here into the 4th. Tomorrow night, George, step back 3. It's back for George. What a shot. 88-69.
17 a game. He's got 5 early. Banchero had it knocked away. Leonard and George run a 2-man fast break, and it's George laying it in.
Healthy. There's been a lot of potential for him. He showed it out last year to close the season. Got rewarded. Throws it away right there. Zoo, look out below. And the Clippers off to the races and another timeout. Clippers forced the 7th turnover for the Raptors. Lob to PG. Oh, a bird's eye view with the flush.
Who's better than James Harden?
For Harden. Not a ton of ball movement here. Just the 2 of those 2 guys playing catch. George fires a 3. Okay with that one. 19 for George, his 2nd kick.
Coming off a 17-point game, his high game as a Spur this season. George jiggles in a 3.
Dokazabuke getting ready to check in here. Here is George at the free throw line, extended pull-up, looking for the bounce, and he will get it. Friendly rim.
The offensive rebounds and the putbacks are plentiful.
George, the runway is clear. Cocks it back and punches it in. And now Paul.
Fontecchio hasn't had much of a chance against Leonard tonight. Off to George in the corner. He got it. Timeout, Utah.
And points off turnovers, they get a lot of points off of opportunities like this.
Going behind the back for Day'Ron Sharpe. Not sure that was the plan. Count it at a
Zoo. George fires a 3. It's good.
George picked up by 8 as they switch out. George leans back.
George, he's top 5 in steals. We saw that when he was a Pacer. He does it.
Advice from Ty Lue and Chauncey Billups with Lowry. Nice move by Paul George. He's able to. George has been busy in this 2nd quarter. Oh, and he continues to be busy. George. Lay it out on the floor. Powell for 3. George with a rebound. He knocks it back out. Fires a 3. Why not?
Points. Isaiah has 11. Brown has 9. Here's George for 3 again.
The 7 minutes he played, he had 11 points. Crosses over Jeff Green, rumbles down the lane, hangs and hits again. 13 for George.
Remember, he was full corner.
Right into the hands. Paul George, make us proud. Oh, he cocks it back. Clippers by 3.
Time report with the Hall of Fame foursome of E.J. Kenny, Chunk, and Shaq. 3, George, book it. Nice shot, another good stroke.
George around Brock.
Blair coming out to help. Step back, Paul George, look good out of his hand. Yeah, he likes the shooting background.
Dubas offensive rebound. Paul George for three.
Making this motion to me. Then he realized that, don't forget about me. I'm actually the.
Kawhi to Paul George. George in traffic, drives inside.
Scoot under the screen, chases George to the elbow.
Rebounds, he's a big reason, even as a rookie, why the Blazers have the best offensive rebounding percentage.
Rotation to Coffee. Back out for George. It's now time.
Leonard sprays it out to the corner for the lead. George got it. Splash.
Rebound goes to Kawhi Leonard. Down 7. Here comes Harden. George, quick move to the basket. Takes it to the house and lays it in.
George is going to good front by Jose. But it's going to be a fall away.
He's going to raise over top
You
of him.
got it.
Veteran team, they've been there, done it. Scout the basketball, one of the best at finishing games with play.
Running rebound. George with Thibault to beat. Bounces to dangles on the rim. And the Clippers are out in front 86.
Fifth turnover for Minnesota. Paul George just gave the Clippers the lead.
He's feeling it right now. Keeps his dribble. Gets by Porter.
Working on a 60-point half. Deep 2. Just inside the 3-point arc.
March continuing that trend here in April.
The difference is now is obviously they've done a good job.
7 in the quarter. Denver 3 for 10. Wraparound pass to Zoo. High percentage shot.
Fine.
Paul George, another 3. Puts it in. Paul George on a mission. Here.
George makes his move around Jones. Euros. Oh, he gets it to go!
Don't have the experience that the Clippers do. There's a good shot of Will Hardy. Meanwhile, Paul George creates space.
The bench.
George. For George. Picked up by Allen. 2 to shoot. Going to be a tough one. A 3. Oh, it's good!
They say he's a little small. Backdoor cut by Paul George.
George shot blocked by Doncic. George gets it back, goes inside, layup, he banks it home.
On Wednesday, Leonard 5 to shoot, finds an open Paul George for 3. It's good.
Out of the back-to-back, you do not have a lot in the tank.
Looked like they were going a little zone.
You've got to apply it. You have to put it into practice.
Paul George.
And Chris followed suit.
George a 3.
Harden has it. Arcing pass down the floor to George with Claxton to beat. Punches it in.
Stop this losing streak.
Two teams Friday, the world champs. We're here on Saturday night. Off the screen, whirling.
George catch and shoot 3. Okay. Pelicans, by the way, the Clippers take the lead for the first time tonight. Can they feather the nest? George for 3. Indeed. By 15 or more, just a win behind the Sacramento Kings, and now George leaking out with Harris to beat, lays it in.
Able to get you to help. You help off of him, then he makes the assist to a teammate.
Oh, Paul George.
21 minutes Sunday against the Jazz. Here's Paul George, man.
7 on the shot clock. George goes in the corner, falling away. Oh, it's good. Paul.
Team eating the shot clock. That's going to be right left. Up ahead, George.
Pushed them to the limit, whereas now is not just the physical, the defensive mistakes come in.
Been a problem for the Clippers of late. George, catch and shoot 3. Look out.
Game clock at 10. George drives on Isaac, fading away. The jumper is pure.
Oh my goodness.
PJ Tucker with it. Out on top to George. Measures the 3. Accurate.
Back to Leonard in the corner. Paul George, a good look. Hits it. And the Clippers have their
Mid-range, good offense and defense.
Paul George sidestep to 3. Good.
That's tough.
It's on 17 baskets. Skip pass. George. Step back 3 by Paul George is in. Okoro on him. George for 3. Oh my goodness! It's a 5-point game. Harden. George for 3. It's good.
field goal percentage in the league since the beginning of December. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
He in that first quarter with 14 points. George, giant steps down the side of the alley, and he laid.
He's got 28 for the Cavaliers. He gets downhill. He gets to the rim. Blocked by George! What hasn't he done tonight?
And George and Caldwell Pope will defend. Shot clock at 5. Paul George.
What a shot.
He's got
Covington spots an entry. Finds a wide open Paul George for 3.
And the lead now swells 77-69.
George down the lane. Hangs and hits. What a play by Paul.
Creates opportunities there, and that's what's happening.
Boy, George surrounded by 3 defenders to force the turnover. George accelerates, then he stops on a dime and late.
Doncic is going to take a seat. Irving in. George, fend off. Jumper is pure.
Sees 3 guys there. Yeah, man throws out of it here. That George gets off the shot in time.
What he does every night.
Yeah.
He's showing up on the defensive end of the floor.
Paul George with the 3, got it.
Turnover in this quarter. Value in the basketball, getting some good shots at the rim.
George fields it. Hands, here comes Westbrook. Deflection back into his hands. Open is George. The 3 is in room. It's good. 69-59.
Break, because like you said earlier, he was playing great basketball at the beginning of the season.
Having a career year and part of the prolific pick-and-roll tandem with
loose ball. George, he said after the game last night, his body feels very good. Lobs it to Tice up high. And
George on the advance. Puts Henderson on his hip.
Box. Zubac back to George. Puts it in. Paul George.
Bamba with the closeout. George knocks it down anyway. Second. Here's George. Guarded by Washington. And George still in.
And there was a lot of blood. It was a scary moment. Powell was able to recover. Wow, what a pass. Leonard all the way across the court.
Harden. And again, a wide open look. Same result.
just sees the game so well, just follows the flow of the game.
Knocked that one in. Paul George doing his break.
Down the lane, oh my goodness! Hello, nasty!
The heart. Now George gets past Jokic and throws it down.
Max. George again all alone in the corner. This time he gets it there.
Double figures. Here's George again.
Going to start the season. He was going to have to sit on the bench. Well, mentioned a full healthy run. 11-4 start. Clippers have hit 5 of 10 shots, and now the 5th turnover. Locked to Westbrook. Throws it down. Timeout Portland.
Harden. Swing it. Powell for George. Count it for 3.
Join us Sunday afternoon in Minnesota. Paul George curls, catches it.
My friend, I'm very, very happy for you.
Thank you. I am honored to be a part of this. Known as a defender, James Harden did a great job.
Kawhi, a pump fake. Paul George lines up the 3 and hits, and the Clippers go up.
And it has just compounded itself. And now it's at a point where anything they throw up is going in. It's like
by Nick. Second dunk for Richards. Oh my goodness.
Similar game in that mid-range moves they go to. DeRozan trying to stick with George just enough.
Shot clock at 5. George straight away. 3 is good.
What a hit.
George in the corner for 3. Bucket!
Physical beating, you're saying?
Yes. He's staying in the game with 3 fouls. Paul George again!
The back. The Clippers can lose some steam in the second half.
George has taken the game over. And here he is at the other end. First one taken by the Thunder in Oklahoma City in late December. Paul George.
Here's George, already 19 points. Oh my goodness! 22 team high. JT Ford's come in for the Hornets. George, a little hesitation. He still hit it down.
Early to start thawing your turkey.
No,
or is it?
I heard. Yeah, well, I heard
Keldon tonight is 0-4 from downtown. Chetty Osmond has matched his season.
One right here. Harden picked up by Schroeder. Gives to George. Hesitates for a moment. Oh, it falls anyway.
Mom, and he's trying to figure out how to move on without his superhero. As George knocks. Harris back out to man. Shot clock at 3. Paul George rattles in.
That's not allowed him to get off in the game.
Combination. Paul George, he's been off for most of the.
Here's George. Working against McCollum. And there's his.
That's actually a pass to Tucker. Hands to George for the corner 3. It's good. One way.
George for 3.
George attacks to the rim and in.
An ankle that fast, or did he just heal?
Oh, what a move.
And George goes right by him.
Paul's lead at the half.
George.
First place, that's the problem. Dermott trips and it's taken away.
Jay Tucker.
And he gets back to Paul George.
It's like watching the final pressure.
Try to just to redeem how they've been playing of late.
George given space for a moment. That's all he needs. He rips the. A double for Leonard. He seeks the open player. It's Paul George. Down the lane. Down the hash. Count it up. George.
Caruso got out on him, and it did not matter. This guy
Very much. James Harden gives to George. Attacking down the lane. Pops from 10 and now.
A bucket here would cut the lead to 4. How about they cut it to 3?
Steve Kerr draws up the most elite option play he has.
Played while trailing by double figures in the league. George for 3. It's good. George goes to work on Booker, loses the handle, recovers. Oh, he put it in!
Try to defend that.
Harden looking for the cutting. George leans it.
12 times to aid the cause. George sidesteps defenders, floats it up and in.
So important to the success of the Golden State Warriors.
It's the 3rd game back for Peyton as Paul George. 2 and number 4 teams in the West getting it on here in LA. Paul George bangs it. Picked up by Murray. 9 to shoot for George. The 3 is true. I'll tell you what, bottled it.
To grow up, and it's also expedited his growth and development as well, and for the better for him individually, certainly.
the directions. Dosunmu doubles. Caruso on Powell. Cross court, George. But 10 trying to get over, but George hits again. 10. The screen from Zoo.
George, catch and shoot 3. Yes, sir!
Bain drives, sweeping hook off glass. Tice, rebound, great outlet to Paul George, who lays it.
The positive attitude that you brought every single day, and not once has
scored. Loose ball up for grabs, goes to Westbrook, but the Clippers don't have a ton of time. Into George, counted out.
Outside look, Harden thinking about it. PGD.
Jaden Ivey, he hasn't had the ball a lot, but a few times he has. He's been aggressive, and he's putting pressure right into the chest of the
Harden's hands.
Man, George is open for the 3. It's good.
I'm not sure they're going to run out there.
Hangs and hits. 17 first half points for Paul.
Gallinari, Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton.
George is alone in the corner. Great closeout by White. Sidestepping defenders and late. Hayward gives chase, but after Paul George releases, that's his 3rd 3 of the crack here on Paul George out on the perimeter. Let's see what George does. They got a little push off there. We've seen that.
They beat anyone in the league, and their defense is ramped back up, and it's here again tonight.
Feel good 3, and why not? Paul George is 5 for 5.
Line 2. George. For 3 over Siakam.
15-point game. Paul George, the hot hand, and it continues.
George and Durant draped all over him. A tough contested step back 3. No, and now it's Paul George. He's going to go inside and hit. Timeout Atlanta. They got a
George for 3. It goes, his first. How it's done. George with 3 to shoot. Gets to the rim, scoops it up and in.
was called Beggar's Night.
Yeah, oh, it was Beggar's Night.
Weird
stuff. Oh, George.
Of course it's going to... On the defensive side, he likes the length for it. When the offense sputters.
George ahead of the horn. It goes!
George gets downhill right to the rim. Oh, my